Thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp Gas. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp Gas. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp Gas. You thought you were listening to a podcast. Now you are listening to the Pimp Gas. We done stepped in the room. Just like that. We're back in this thing here again. You're here with the Velvet Vibes podcast. It's time to get cooking. Long exhale, you know what that means. There's a guest in the house. We'll get to that in just a moment. You're here with the Velvet Juggernaut. Definitely want to make sure to give a shout out to Lynneopoly in her absence. Shout out to the Sawildchild in his absence. He's still on the toilet enjoying his diarrhea. Extended diarrhea. These things do happen.
So he's here? He's here?
No, he's having extended diarrhea.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it.
Yeah. The potty is a special place. Exactly. As you hear, the ScorpionKing is in the building. Tell him what's up, my guy.
What's good? What's good? I gotta do this for Lynneopoly when I get time for her absence.
Mama! Yeah. Oh my God. And then we have Dr. the Father, the great one, the one that'll make you Millie Rock, Father Isai Salinas. Talk about it.
Yeah, what's up? I'm really glad to be here. I'm really excited for this. It kind of caught me off guard this week, but I made the time. I've been wanting to be on this podcast for a while. Hit me up. I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
We're glad you're here. We're glad.
Man, this is way overdue, but I'm glad it's going down. We've been talking about it. We've been doing a lot of other type of networking, but it's time that we don't just network from afar. It's time that we have a seat and we sip on this 500 vodka together. Yes. Did you take a sip of it?
I haven't taken a sip yet.
Oh, you know what? Step away from your chair. It's all good.
I'm stepping away from the chair now.
This gentleman's stepping away from the chair because he has not poured himself a cup of the sacred beverage. And the good thing about the 500 vodka, I gotta say, they shocked me by how premium it is. Like it's, your pal tells you, hey, I've got a vodka. You automatically think they're going potatoes. Oh no, they went corn.
Ooh.
So it doesn't give you that Taka McCormick headache or, it doesn't give you, I will tell you that, Wildchild has feces problems due to his eating habits and not to 500 vodka. That's what happened when you eat, chili dogs with a glass of milk.
Ooh, that's the first thing about that. So wrong.
That's how that goes down. But let's get right into it. First off, these people are gonna wonder, why should we listen to this Dr. Salinas? And when we say doctor, we do not mean that he's gonna put you on an operating table. He does the operating in a different manner. Tell us a little bit about yourself, young man.
Yeah, so I've been doing marketing, web design, audio engineering, as of late especially. Tomorrow, actually, I'm actually going to do a performance live here in town with Miss Melissa Briseño. You can find her on Melissa Briseño Music right there. Yeah, so we're going to be at the Winchester here in town tomorrow night. We're going to be doing a 3-hour set, and it's a lot of music.
Yes, indeed. It's all worth it.
Yeah, it is. So I got the set list yesterday, so I've been learning a lot of songs in the last 48 hours.
Oh, my God.
I'm spinning around in this chair a little bit.
Yeah, you can give it a little. You can drop it like it's hot if you need. Sometimes, you can get that foot stability.
Yeah, but so honestly, been connecting a lot in town locally. I know.
Hell yes.
I mean, so I started off the year strong with some Instagram promotions, really trying to learn the craft, learn the marketing, because I want to help businesses. I want to help other, network, and help people that want to grow and be in that kind of environment, get there. And so, man, the beginning of this year is like, you know what? I'm going to start a new company, calling it One Away Studios. People are like, so why One Away? Like, because we're just one connection away, one conversation away, one piece of content away from getting to the next level or getting to that place that we want to be at. And, the beginning of the year, I went hard. I put that energy out there like, I'm doing this.
Exactly.
And my life has changed so much in 4 or 5 months. like
the connections,
the connections,
people, exactly.
People they see that, they pick up on that, you know, and like much like with what you got going on here.
Exactly.
I mean, there's power in the network. It's all about the network.
Sometimes I think about, like, and I mentioned this before, I think about before, and you probably do too, before you were doing anything, how many conversations do we miss that we don't have? Or sometimes you just meet somebody in passing, and you're just like, oh, that's a cool shirt. But once you actually talk to them, they're like, oh, I have a business. Yeah. And, you know, like, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. Like, here we are just goofing off, talking about cool shirt and all this other shit. Once you have a real conversation, you find out that you go past a lot of people, and we just let this slip. Yeah. Which goes to my theory. Another theory that I always say is that I feel like we had the internet for all this time, and we've been using it wrong. We've been focused on ever since when we first got on it, going to the AOL chat room, LimeWire, and way back then, yeah. We've been focused on that and updating our MySpace. We've been doing web design before we, we were so focused on trying to get the coolest background that we could have been like, hey, let me learn how to do this for real.
That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm like, I don't want to goof off and just make memes. I want to look and say, hey, let me learn something. There's free shit you could just learn on YouTube.
Yeah.
I took a washing machine apart from YouTube. I don't know shit about that.
Yeah. I get you. YouTube, Google was like a second dad.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Google will change your tire.
Yeah. Google will change your tire, yeah.
You just lay your cell phone right by the car and be like, take care of it, my guy.
Oh, man.
Check this out. But before we get too deep on that, we're about to get... First off, I do want to inform, you guys may wonder, last week we didn't... the week before last at this point, we did not have an episode. I'm going to tell you why. I was in the good old state of Alabama, and I had a strange experience.
I feel you're going to get in trouble with your experience on this.
I'm just going to share this story. Me and Lynneopoly was standing near a ditch in Alabama on the side of my grandmother's house. And we heard a sound effect of a small engine coming up the hill. It was a dune buggy.
What?
Shockingly, I pointed and I was like, yeah, you see things like this all the time. The guy slammed the brakes and said, would you guys like to jump on? And it wasn't like a regular dune buggy. It was like one of those golf carts or something, but it was all souped up and shit. So we got in it, and, you know, he started off nice and tender and everything like that. I don't know how I feel about saying that word, but he started off nice and tender, and then but then he looked back, he hit the gas. Oh my goodness, this dude had tears coming out of his eyes. He was going so fast, the tears were coming out of his eyes, and they were going straight across horizontal. Is that Oh yeah, I always say vertical stands for virgin, horizontal stands for horse. Yeah, so it's.
Wait a minute.
That's how I learned that.
Wait a minute.
My teacher wouldn't tell me, so I figured it out myself.
Wow.
So the tears were going horizontal across his face because he was going that fast, and he turned around and he looked back and he said, I forgot to tell you guys, I'm a race car driver. So, wow. Oh my God. Wow. We went down in like some area off the road, and I thought we were just going to ride around in a circle and he'll bring us back. We went off-roading on a golf cart, a souped-up golf cart, and we were jumping hills, and me and Lynneopoly did a headbutt. I don't know if I'm going to go to jail if that's considered striking your woman. I didn't do it was not my goal, but we headbutt each other, and then I poured lemon tea all over her and all over myself because... So then... we're almost hanging out the motherfucking dune buggy. And I'm like, shit, I can't hold on anymore. And so then I just said, look, I'm going to just tell him. I saw the fear in her eyes, and I'm sure she saw the fear in my eyes. And something told me, hold on, this isn't your neighborhood tour. This is just a guy that so happens to have this thing, and he doesn't give a fuck. After doing a couple of donuts and...
and souped up.
Man, if you don't know what happened, I need you to see this film called Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Oh my God.
That's what we were doing, dirt bike style and dune buggy. But Lynneopoly is suffering from leg injuries and ankle injuries. I've been walking a little strange myself, and my hip ain't right. But hey, it's a good old country time. Speaking of Alabama, we already discussed our thoughts on the abortion law, but there was a good point, and I know a lot of times a point like this could be quite what's the word for it? It could cause controversy. Now, you may, if you're not in the Facebook group, you might want to join the Facebook group as soon as possible so you can see the type of arguments we have.
I need an invite to that.
Yes, we need to. Oh, there's some extreme arguments that take place in there. And this debate went down. Before we get to this debate, I'm going to give you guys a short commercial break, let you know why we sip on this 500 vodka.
Why drink 500 vodka? Glad you asked. It's gluten-free, corn-based, and 500 vodka offers 3 outstanding products that are unmatched in the market today. Superior Ultra Premium Neutral and combo flavored vodkas. 500 coconut pineapple and 500 strawberry lime. Drink sexy. Drink responsibly. Drink 500 vodka.
With that being said, like we all know, and if you didn't hear, and if you don't know, now you know, as Biggie said, you need to go and step to your local Total Wine, available anywhere in San Antonio at any of the Total Wines, the 500 vodka. It will cause you to drink sexy, drink responsibly, and best of all, drink 500 vodka. Now,
I mean, this vodka,
it's fire.
Oh my God, this is some of the best vodka I've ever had in my life.
I'm telling you.
They're not messing around.
And the thing about it, we're going to make sure you get a shot of it too, so you can just try it unmixed, but it actually, and a cool thing, it passed the test with the whole, I was like, cool, it tastes good. What happens if you drink in abundance? I drank in abundance. I woke up and the next day doing the stanky leg and crip walking. It wasn't a problem.
It wasn't a problem.
You do not get no hangover.
Yeah, it's straight.
That's good.
Yeah, you just jump up like, all right, cool. Not a problem. We drink this every episode, so it's not a big deal. But check this.
That's the best thing about it. No hangover the very next day.
Man, that make me race.
And it's not strong.
Yeah, right? Like you could, that's the thing about it too. Luckily, it don't creep up on you, but you could keep drinking. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. You know, you're like, what is this? Alcoholic Kool-Aid? Like it's just so smooth.
No, really, that is good.
It's fire, man.
I mean, you can drink that straight.
You can drink. All right. It's not a problem. And, you know, a lot of other vodkas will get that bite and have you like, you know, I think I've had enough. Especially vodka can have an extreme bite, almost as strong as a tequila bite from time to time, depending on the brand. But 500, it's not a problem. Now, what we're saying here about this Alabama, we did talk about their new abortion law, but I want to talk about this point that was made by a gentleman named Chauncey Durrell. Now, check this out. Shout out for him for making this point in the group. It's quite like I said, it's controversy. He said, if a woman has the right to say, I'm not ready, in other states, of course, I'm not ready for a baby, I'm going to have an abortion. Why doesn't a man have the right to say, I'm not ready, and walk away? Because he's frowned upon. When a man, and I'm not saying this is a good thing. Yeah. What I am saying is, anytime, you got to play devil's advocate sometime. Anytime somebody says something that makes you say, well, Scorp, what's your thoughts on this? Because us men, we tend to curl up in these kind of conversations. And what's the word they use? Pandering. When you're just like, I'm just going to tread lightly on this. And I don't want to offend nobody. But God dang it, sons of bitches, we come here to talk some shit. What do you think about it?
Man. Sawildchild was here on this.
You put me on the spot, is what he's saying.
I love to hear.
Trust me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm asking a question. I have no answer yet, but by the time it gets back to me, I'm thinking while you talk.
I mean, yeah, if she's not ready, first and foremost, if you're not ready, wrap it up.
Like a baked potato.
That's the key thing. Wrap it up. You know, even if you have to wrap it up, some folks say 2 times.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. But, like I said in the previous episode, you know what I'm saying, you got some of these folks out here and tell you they got some fire and all this stuff, and you just want to test it out.
And then you just want to spray in there?
And then
you put your tartar sauce in there?
And then when you get in there...
Hopefully it don't taste like tartar sauce.
Then when you get in there, some people might not last long.
Yeah.
You might get them 2 pumps, 2 strokes, whatever.
So that's why we have a rapper named Lil Pump.
I mean...
Lil Pump.
I mean, but with that being said, you got some women out here that say they're not ready. They have kids, but...
So can the man take off running?
When they say they're not ready?
Yeah. Should we have that right?
I mean...
Because people are even making the argument. They're saying if it's illegal for a woman to have an abortion, then it should be illegal for a man to walk away. And he should, not just child support, but he should be arrested for saying, I'm going to just leave this family now.
Oh, for leaving?
Wow.
For getting somebody?
It's like that now.
Yeah, that's
so
what
what you're
saying.
saying is a dude get a woman pregnant.
And you say, I wasn't ready. Because, if a woman say, hey, I wasn't ready, in other states where it's legal, they have that option to have an abortion.
No.
If you say, hey, I wasn't ready.
And she pregnant already.
And it's already done. That's frowned upon.
That's going down. I mean, it depends. I mean, when a dude said, to me personally, if a dude saying that, then all he just wanted what he got. And that's
he wanted
it.
The stroke.
He wanted to see what that thing about.
But you know what,
then,
though? That'd be the case for a lot of us, though.
Then he get it, spray in it, let you see it, and go on by his business.
He shoot the club up.
Then you got somebody. Then you got somebody here to do that. Then they said it ain't mine. Then you wind up on the mortgage show.
Yeah, you don't want to be there. So what would you say? Should you have the right to escape?
I mean, if you do it, I mean, you should own up to it. Don't run away from your responsibilities, man. Because you got a lot of kids out here that's growing up without fathers in their life and stuff like that. Don't even know who their dad is and stuff. So if
over tartar sauce,
I mean, like I said, if you doing it, take care of your responsibilities, man. Because it's hard out here. You got some fathers out here, they got kids that want to be in their kids' life, but they can't. So
said that right. Dr. Salinas, tell us. I hope you don't run out the building. It gets controversial in here.
Don't have the right to leave the building. I mean, man, there's always so much context to those situations. Like, where both people just messed up, like drunk.
He's trying to walk out on responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own. But me personally, it's like, I mean, own up to it. I'm a single dad, and I've been raising my daughter. I've had custody and responsibility for her the last 5 years. I mean, granted, my family's helping me out with her right now because it's hard, man. It's hard, like you're saying. It's hard to be a single parent and go through that. And it's like, it's not common for the baby mama to leave you with the child. Like, and so to each their own. But me personally, being a single parent, like, you got to own up to it. And it's hard, especially like culture. Depending on what culture you come from, like, Hispanic culture, Black culture, white culture, like, it's each culture has their own like expectation of the man and of the woman, and it's like being a single dad, like having that custody is, man, it's a whole nother level, especially when you're raising a little girl. Like, you're like, man, how do I be like a discipliner and a nurturer at the same time, and it's finding that balance. But I think like what you're talking about with if the guy wants to run, let him run. It's hard to fight the majority in a situation like that. But at the same time, because even though they say, oh, well, what if the man runs? What if the woman runs after that baby's born? What you can do to the woman?
Wow, that's a valid point right there, man.
Like, people like to point out at the man, like, hey, but while it might not be as common or as talked about, shoot, there's times where the woman leaves too, and they're like, shoot, you take care of the baby. I want to go do my own thing.
He said something here.
Man.
But it's a real conversation. And granted, I was, I got lucky. Like, I wanted to have a child. I was ready for that responsibility, but that's not always the case. I mean, shoot, sometimes we're both, what do you do when both parents are like, I'll let the state take care of it.
Trash, yeah. And that's how it happens. I'm going to say, I'm kind of, just to piggyback off what he said, like, I feel like it's a very strong argument to make, the way, with that being worded, because that portion and that side of it doesn't get looked at. And a lot of times, us as men, we, for the sake of agreeing with everybody, we'll just say, yeah, that's, I agree. But at the same time, I don't want to see that from either side. I don't want to see somebody have an abortion. I don't want to see somebody just saying, I'm just going to shoot out. I'm just going to take off. Like I said on the last episode, I'm still afraid of donating sperm. I thought about it before, but I was like, I can't do it.
Not for them too, man.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's something, anytime we have this, just like he said, it's a good conversation to have. But, yeah, be there for your child. Yeah. Don't put them through this. They're also saying that, because they were saying that it was illegal to do abortion in Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi. Ooh. And they're also saying and I kind of figured this could be the case, they're saying if you have a miscarriage on purpose, which I think will be hard to prove, you can get up to 30 years in prison. Ooh. As well. Because that's the first thing I thought, and I'm not saying this to be funny at all, but first thing I thought is, okay, cool, well, if they can't have an abortion, what if somebody just throws themselves down the stairs? Because people do that anyway. People do, or they consume certain things, bleach, and I've just heard a lot of different things that people, they'll consume stuff. I think peroxide or something. There's just a few things that I've heard about that people do to purposely sabotage the pregnancy.
That's messed up, man. That's messed up.
That, I think that's even like, that I'm not even going to say that's wild to have. I think that probably should be the case. Like, I don't know how to feel about the abortion being illegal, but I do know if you're going to throw yourself down a flight of stairs, you just shouldn't do that anyway for your own health.
I mean, talk to somebody.
Yeah, let alone do that. But I want to get in. I got a question here that I think even ScorpionKing could start at again. Scorp. There was a slight conversation, and a matter of fact, it's already dropped. There was a conversation dropped in the group when you're arguing with your bae. When you're arguing with your bae,
what's the last word of argument?
Not even that. Are you gonna still complete the task that you're supposed to complete? And I'll give you a scenario. Mm-hmm. Just say you and bae say Friday we're going out to Applebee's. Or you could change that, fill in the blank to whatever restaurant you want that to be. Mm-hmm. That she would like to be. But you're going to go there. Now Thursday comes, you done got into it and you guys are slamming doors and walking back and forth and flipping each other off and calling each other's names that your parents did not give you. Now on Friday, when it's time to go to this date, are you still going? Or are you going to cancel? And my point in bringing this up, we got to see how petty people are. Because some people, if you argue, they'd be like, you know what, fuck everything what I said I was going to do. Or you know what, you're not going to still get that $40. You know I told you I was going to give you $40? Fuck that. Do you...
So I don't fucking...
Will the argument cause you to not do the things you planned on doing?
I done been in both scenarios. I done did both. I ain't even lie to you. I done did both.
How do you handle this?
I mean, me, you know me when it comes to arguments. I don't say shit. Just sit there and look at you while you argue. But other than that, but other than that, like I said, I done been through both situations. Whereas that day come, I find something else to do.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even try to go along with the plans. I just find something else to do.
So whatever plans you had, you're going to shut them plans down?
Yeah. I sit my ass at the house and save money.
I ain't gonna lie, it is hard. I can't really disagree with you. I want to be pretend to be like the better man here and say, I'm gonna keep my word. But at the same time, if you said, hey, we're gonna do this, and y'all arguing and slamming doors, it's hard to say, honey, put your little dress on and let's get ready to go. Because y'all already having a hard time even being in each other's presence, let alone going to Applebee's so you could just listen to spoons and forks raking across the plate, and you can.
On top of it, I mean, say y'all arguing, y'all had, like you said, an arguing day the day before, then y'all still go on the date, like you said, and they're gonna be sitting. Both of y'all gonna be sitting there at the table on the phone. It's gonna be a quiet ride there and a quiet ride back. So to me, that's a waste of time going. You can just do all that at the house, just order a pizza or something, watch TV. Both of you, one of y'all in each room just watching TV, whatever y'all want to watch on TV.
So that's how you handle it. You step into the other room.
No, or I go outside.
Take
a walk.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
What's your technique?
Oh man, depends on the argument. I gotta say,
are you gonna follow through? You got tickets to a great concert that you guys had planned to go.
Oh, dude, we're going. Like, you know what? Hey, like, I'm sorry about yesterday. It's all me. That was all me. I want to go to this. We're going.
I figured that'd get his attention. That works better than Applebee's on him.
I mean, I don't know. You say Applebee's. I mean, literally gone to Applebee's like every single day for like the last 2 weeks because they have $1 margaritas right now.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yo, you can get fucked up in $5.
You know what? We might have to finish this afternoon.
Dude, $1 margaritas. Yeah, Applebee's. Shout out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm the type that, like, if I can't, I'll step out of the other room for a little bit just so I can breathe. But I'm the type, I go back and I'm like, you know what? That was me.
Are you going to make it awkward on the ride there, or is it going to be silent, or would you try to get the mood off of that?
I totally try to get the mood off of that. Play some music, act stupid.
Yeah.
Be silly.
Talk about happy talk.
Happy talk. Like, what you got going on? Try to put my hand on the lap.
Sometimes they want to bring it back up. They be like, sometime it'll get quiet and you think it's over, and then they go, yeah, so back just to finish up what I was saying earlier, and you're like, oh. I don't know. I think if I have concert tickets, I think I'm going to put them in a shredder.
You gonna give in.
No, I'm going to put them in a shredder.
If you pay
who's the concert for?
If you pay big time money for these concert tickets, your head going. Both of y'all going.
Especially for somebody you both like.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't like you right now, but I like
you both. You gonna be playing that? What is it? That Boys to Men down on being the in the background.
Hey, make it up after would be a lot better.
There you go. Well, you know what? Y'all put it in perspective. Now, I have experienced growth on this podcast. Y'all might be saying something here, because typical me would be like, forget it, I don't care. But at the same time, once even if we go with an attitude, after we see the show, it might give us something else to talk about. On the way home, we might be like, yo, that was a dope performance, or whatever the case was. And then we might come home and rip our pants off.
No, when you get home, you're going to bring that conversation.
Oh, shit. Face palm.
Oh, my God.
Trust me. Like I said, man, I did both scenarios.
You be thinking it straight, and they be like...
I did both scenarios.
Back to what...
Yeah, then, like you said, y'all go out, you have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Then you come home, they want to bring it right back up. And you God. You just fucking up the whole mood right now.
That sounds like you can live in a relationship right there, man.
It's like when you go to the concert, it's like your argument was just loading.
Yeah.
At that time. Loading. And once you get back in the car, it says argument buffering complete.
Oh,
the buffering is complete at that point, and then you can finish up where you left off.
When the artist sings a song about the shit you're going through, you're like, oh, fuck.
He made up a good point.
Right, everything. When they do that, everything, you gotta watch them, though.
But you know what? Okay.
They be throwing signals at your ass.
We could be the bigger people as men and just go to the concert, but then again, that kind of goes to his original question. It depends on who you're going to see. Because if you're going to see Beyonce and she's saying all the single ladies, and then your girl is participating and doing her hand, if you like it, would have put a ring on it, and now it's just making it worse. Or it don't have to be Beyonce. Anybody that's just strumming on my guitar, talking about breaking my heart. I'm gonna leave you tonight. You know, whatever the case is, you might have thought you were being a bigger person, but that made it worse.
Sitting there sweating like, fuck, she's gonna leave me right now.
Then if it's one of these, you know, sex symbol guys, and then they go up there and take their shirt off and pour oil on themselves, then it's gonna make it worse because they're gonna scream a little extra, woo, and you're gonna have to look to your left and be like, don't you scream too loud. You're gonna have to take your VIP passes off and just say, we're gonna sit in general admission. Right now, I don't need you backstage.
Oh man!
Oh my God! This is hypothetical for everyone. Everyone here. I don't want no one in trouble when they depart, but I want to know how this process works. As a single man in your single days prior to your relationships, I want to know.
I think you need to say that a little louder. You said that too low.
Prior to your relationship, in your single days, I want to know what's the rules on this. If you have a homeboy, and I know somebody's gonna say how close. You don't have to be a best friend, but somebody you're pretty damn close to, and they have a sister that is appealing to your eye. What are the rules? Is it fair game, or should you just like be like, yeah, you know, that's my boy, I ain't gonna do that? Something tells me he's already completed this in his day.
You too?
Oh my God.
Oh man, I was ready for this. I was like, man, he's gonna ask some questions tonight. I'm gonna be on hot seat.
Well, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, give him time to buffer right now.
I mean, it wasn't me going after my homeboy's sister. It was a sister going after me. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What was the rules that you lived by?
There wasn't no rules.
Oh my God.
The brother didn't kill the mom.
Oh, so they gave you the...
Yeah. The mom told me she hope I tear her ass up.
Was that her terminology?
Exactly. Yeah, telling the daughter that.
Oh my. I hope she didn't hear the results of this.
No, we didn't wind up doing nothing, you know. I did, but...
You removed her pants?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Nah. But,
oh my
see, yeah, every time I used to go over and she was there, you know, she'd go in the bathroom and send me a text message or send me some pictures.
Oh my God.
And stuff like that. She wanted me to come in the bathroom with her and stuff.
Yeah.
But I never did go in there, you know, even though I wanted to. I was in my homeboy room in there one day by myself.
Yeah.
And she just came in there and just laid on top of me. I was laying on my stomach and she just sitting on my back.
Oh my God. Did she reach for your genitalia?
Yeah, she did.
Did you
I ain't say nothing.
Did you tell your friend that you want to not be his friend anymore?
No, he didn't say nothing. He came in there, saw us, and he left about it. That's it.
Oh, this guy has a strange moral code.
Right. He didn't care.
He said, whatever.
I guess he meant what he said. You know, some people say, oh yeah, it's cool, and then once it happens, it's kind of like, it kind of irritates their soul underneath.
All he kept telling her is, don't get sprung.
Oh my God. And you know, every argument y'all would have had y'all, you know, became a thing, it would have been reported to him and the mother, and vice versa. You would have been like, yeah, she said this, and then I said that, and then it's round one, fight.
You're preaching, man.
Yeah. Talk about it, doctors. Dr. Sawildchild.
Oh man. So literally, like, my best friend, I've known this guy like 14 years. And we played in bands together, we worked together, like hang out together, like, oh man. Whoa.
Is this a confession or he's aware?
He's 100% aware. He was like,
Okay.
don't do it. He's like, I don't care. He's like, but it's not gonna go well. And I was like, you know, I didn't listen. Just being straight up, sorry, bro.
It's hard being a male.
You know, and she's like, hey, you're all grown up now. I was like, you too. You know, it kind of just went from there, and you know, the family liked me already, so it was no big thing, and just kind of
never say it was not a big thing.
It became a huge thing. That was.
There you go. So I think he's talking about his genitalia. Free promo.
Oh shit. Oh man. Anyways, but you know,
he may not give his email out on this episode. Go ahead.
Not on this one. No, but like you were saying, like, you know, the family got involved, and honestly, man, when the family gets involved at a certain level, it ruins everything, because then it changes their perspective. You don't know what's actually being said when you're not in that room, and next time you walk in the room, you're like, ooh, the energy's different. Like,
a meeting just took place.
You're kind of like, hey, did you tell your mom about, you know, our conversation? You know, it is. I mean, something like, you know, my best friend was cool about it. He was like, you know, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know about it. Just, you know, obviously, like, he's like, you guys do you, and that's it.
You know what'd be crazy? If, like, just say, if this worked out, if you mess with your friend's sister, and then y'all don't mess around anymore, but y'all are not mad or anything like that. Anytime you even tell a sex story, you probably can't tell him sex stories. Because even if you be like, yeah, this one girl, you know, you might just say this one girl that did XYZ, and that enough may make him be like, he probably can't get into the conversation like, word, what happened? Because he's going to be like, hold on, who is this one girl? Because I don't want to hear these details.
There'll always be that lingering thought, like, yeah. Who are you talking about?
So you're just going to skip those details off.
Wow.
I never been through this directly like this, but just based off moral code. And I don't know if it's since y'all actually been here. Now, I have had friends that I've seen their sister that I blinked my eye more than 2 times when they walked by. But at the same time, I guess I was already thinking, even as a young lad, shockingly, I was already thinking this can't be good, you know, going forward. Because I always thought, back when I was a piece of shit, if I'm a piece of shit and this is my boy, and I act accordingly as a piece of shit to his sister, are we going to be boys after this?
That's a good point.
Even though you try to tell yourself I'm going to be good and everything else, you're probably not unless you are convinced, like, hey, I'm convinced now. So I stayed out of that. But this moves it a little further. What if your homeboy's mother is appealing? What are the rules here?
There are no rules, my friend.
I'm joking. He'll take his mom down. Oh, shit.
I would always joke around like, hey, man, your mom's looking pretty good today.
And that one, I'm going to just go off the rip and say, the sister, we're having a conversation about it here. I don't think this conversation can go far. I think we should know how to behave with this, but I still want to hear you guys out. Scorpion.
I can't do it.
You got morals?
I mean, you can't cross that line, dog.
You'll probably be feeling the same way. Like, what if this don't work out?
I mean, not even that.
We're not gonna be boys.
Not even that, man.
Mama's gonna be like, you know what he did.
Not even that. I can say I have a friend that his mother is very attractive, but at the same time, you know, I consider her as a second mom, so I consider them in family. So
yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, you be around so much that you just don't. Yeah, because like my homeboys, I don't look at his sister that way, or none of my homeboys with sisters, I don't look at them that way because I'm already like, what's up, sis? You know, I don't look at them like, oh, shake it fast, but watch yourself. You know?
Oh my God.
Those are not the songs that come to mind when I see them. So, you know, you got to move differently. But there are people that don't have this thing called morals. Well, I think he just answered that.
Oh man, there's this turtle noise. It's gonna be an inside joke for people that know this. If you see that, like,
well, that completes today's episode.
No, dude. You know, depends if if she's about it. Yo,
you're gonna.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I have a thing for older women.
Oh my God.
Like, no joke. I have a thing for older women. I wish I would have got that.
Cool life.
Oh. No, dude, I mean, yo. I see Mr. So-and-so is treating you very bad lately.
Oh my God. So you just slide right in that situation.
Right in, man. Just slide right in. No, I've never actually done that, but it's crossed my mind.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least so your morals did kick in.
My morals kicked in.
It crossed your mind.
I really couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't want like my girl coming after my dad or some shit, you know.
You know, I'm gonna tell you a weird situation. I want to know this. And this question came off the rip. You know, when I put my phone down, this question is fire. I had to sit my device down for this one. So,
this is a kicker.
Yeah, the kicker is coming. I had a friend that he had a longtime girlfriend. They had been together, you know, maybe like 3 years already. Mm-hmm. His dad met his girlfriend's mom, and then they started having intercourse.
What?
Then his dad and her mom got married. So the girlfriend that he already had became his stepsister. Was that stepsister or sister-in-law? What is it?
Sister-in-law? Yeah. Sister-in-law.
So even though he was already with her, now that his dad married his girl's mom, his girlfriend is his sister-in-law. Would you go ahead and dump her? Or would you say I had her first? It's not my fault that this is my sister-in-law. I'm going to start with you.
I say you and your girl get married. What are you guys?
Sister-in-law husband.
Sister-in-law husband.
Fuck. Double kin.
Yeah.
Double kin.
What do they call it? You know how they say sister wives? Husband wives or something?
I don't know. You give dad a high five. I'm like, yeah, we did it. This is a fucking tag team.
That is crazy.
You know what? I wish I could just tell you this is a random scenario. This is a true thing that, like, I knew this guy. It was funny, too, because, no, I ain't going to say that. You know what? I don't got no last name. I'm going to drop their first names. The guy, it's funny because his name was Alex and her name was Andrea. So we used to call him Alexandria.
I like that shit. That's good. That's good.
You know, it was clever back in the day. But anyway, their parents met and started stroking one another. I was one. He stayed with her, just to let y'all know what he did. But what would you do?
So his daddy was stroking his girlfriend's mom.
Yeah, and then he married her. So his dad married his girlfriend's mom. So his girlfriend became his sister-in-law.
How?
Oh, is that correct? Is it his
No.
sister-in-law?
If his dad married her mama and they boyfriend and girlfriend,
That make them sister-in-law.
That makes them. I think I'm pretty sure that makes them sister-in-law.
Yeah. So anyway, y'all are married.
Yeah,
y'all are
sister-in-law, brother and sister-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you be like, I'm gonna have to cut this relationship off?
no comment.
Oh.
I'm gonna pass on that.
How does she feel about it?
Man, I don't even want to answer this question. Sometimes I ask questions just to laugh at you guys, but
I can't answer that question.
as Velvet, I have to answer it. I hope this don't be your final episode for all my listeners out there. If I had her first, man. And we already years in. Like, now say this, like, if we were like 2 or 3 months in and this happened, I probably would be like, yo, I'm gonna just check out. Like, this is kind of weird for me. But if we're years in, I don't think you could easily just be like, all right, then.
Yeah.
Dad did that, so I'm out.
That's what I'm saying. High five, dad. But all right, fuck. You got the mom. I got her.
Are you just gonna stay in?
Fuck it. Good job, Dad. I mean, fuck, you proud of me?
So, can you have this conversation with your father about, can you be like, she has this thing, and you be like, oh yeah, she does it too, like, or can you just don't have that conversation?
Hell no.
Must be good. Dad runs in the family.
Oh my god, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I never got uncomfortable. I want to drink some more, or maybe I had enough already. But okay, look.
My glasses are fogging up. That's
hot seat. Switch up the tempo.
I'm about to switch up the tempo anyway because now I was faced with a humorous question. Now, once you're in a relationship for a while, you begin to start off sex in there's an easy way for you to start off the sex. You kind of just take a bath and just be like, yo, what's cracking? And you don't even probably turn the slow jams on no more. You probably just be like, what's cracking? You know? So my question is, before the comfortable part, when you just be like, hey, we're about to do it, before that gets here, how do you start intercourse? Yes, somebody asked this question. If you, all our listeners, giving us these great questions, I got to give y'all a shout out. If the girl is her first time over, not how do you start the conversation, how do you start the sex?
Start out slow. Just don't dive up in it.
What do you say? Welcome to my humble abode. My pants are on the floor.
No.
Or do you like?
Hell no.
My humble abode.
How do you get to it, Scorp?
Damn.
Man, this question is horrible.
Who came up with this quiz?
Yo,
they wanted to remain anonymous, but
start with the massage, dude. Start with the massage.
This man's got
The
tactics.
massage, dude.
I mean,
Get that circulation going in her body, dude. Shit.
Dead or, you know, I know some people, you know, they like if they outside, you know, having a conversation.
Are you doing it in the bushes?
No.
Oh.
He's at Six Flags.
Oh my God.
Public.
I mean, some people, you know, some people like to have like conversations, you know, walking outside, you know, if she get cold or something, you know, they just hold her.
You've been watching certain movies.
I don't watch certain movies. This is what I do.
Oh my God. I guess he is
All
the
right.
king of romance. Go ahead.
There you go.
Hold your crown.
I mean, like I said, man, you start off slow. Like I said, you just can't dive up in it, because you dive up in it, then you might shoot the club up, then she might wind up pregnant, then you don't want to run off and leave.
Because you done did too much too quick.
Yeah.
You done pumped the brakes.
I mean, like I said, you gotta start off slow and just ease your way on into it, you know.
So what phrase would you tell her when it's time to do it? Hop on this pony? Or...
I mean, it depends on how can I say it?
Oh my God.
It depends on the atmosphere, you know. Some people, they might start off kissing and touching,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Then you just, while you doing all that, then you just, like I said, just ease your way on into it.
Oh my
and
God.
just go from there.
Yeah.
Like I said, some people do different stuff, you know.
I'm going to tell you a phrase that I've utilized in my day. Her first time over, y'all watching TV or something like that, or whatever's cracking. Especially, you know, they act all wholesome when they first come over. So they sitting there like a wholesome Mother Teresa.
Are you trying to be wholesome too, though?
But at this point, you're trying to be wholesome. So
Which host?
H-O-E. There's no L here.
Okay.
When you begin to say, I'm going to be wholesome today.
You want to be wholesome.
Yeah. And show them that you have holiness. And that you can imagine the spelling on that term as well. Same mannerism. So normally you sit on the couch or the bed and there's a huge gap. The gap has a purpose. The gap is I'm a wholesome young lady and I want to behave in a wholesome manner. So normally this phrase is for all those that don't know how to behave and y'all like to have 17 visits before you even pull the trigger. If you don't pull the trigger, that's how you get in the friend zone. So always use this phrase.
Damn, baby. What you sitting way over there for? I don't bite.
What?
So
that's the number one phrase right there.
So then that kind of, just that phrase alone is like, oh, I was just sitting over here. You can scoot over if you want to. Now the gap is closed. Like somebody that just left the dentist on a Monday morning.
Yo, my buddy's always like, yo, I broke the touch barrier.
You see?
The touch barrier, bro.
Yeah. Once you break that barrier, now it's fair game. However, if you're denied, it's just like baseball. That was only one strike.
True.
Now, if you strike out, you gotta stop. Because that's when you start getting hashtags, and you don't want to get those hashtags.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna mention those hashtags, but you know what I'm talking about. If you strike out, just leave it alone. But if there's hope, if she comes in and scoots on over, make sure you don't complete the movie. Now, what you got to do is pick a terrible movie. Don't pick a good movie, because you might get into it and you might be like, damn, this is good. I wonder what's going to happen. They killed the puppy? Oh my God, they killed the puppy. Fuck that puppy, as ScorpionKing would say. Don't worry about the puppy.
I wish y'all could see my face expression right.
So you got to put on a movie from the 70s or something. That way she's not focused on it. And she's like, what is all this disco stuff going on? You put on what else? And they be like, good, those pimp movies where I go, and they be like, good morning, bitch. I'm a straight up pimp. I gotta make my money smooth as parquet on wheat bread on a Sunday morning. You put one of those movies on because they're like, what the fuck is this? So now all your focus is on one another.
I can't.
Next thing you know, you're gonna get that sound effect that everybody, it's a joke that everybody does, but you can get it for real if you put a 70s movie on, because then you hear it once you're about 10 minutes in. I'm chicka wow wow. It won't be you doing it with your mouth like I did. It would really play. So look, I just dropped a gem on y'all.
I'm fooling with you, man.
But I gotta find out how this other gentleman, Dr. Salinas, closes that touch barrier. Do you put on the 70s movie, or do you... I heard about the massage, but it's something tells me there's more to this.
A little instrumental music.
Oh.
Some music. It also depends on your girl. I mean, but in my experience, music. Some instrumental.
Missy Elliott did say music makes you lose control. Maybe she's talking about you.
She's right. Even Shakespeare, he's like, if music be the food of love, play on. For real though.
I think this guy just dropped an amazing gem. You might, if you want to, you can press the rewind button. It's available to you. Hear it again.
Look, I'm gonna say it one more time, but like instrumental music, not music with words, because you get focused on the words, and then it kind of like your girl gets distracted from, from reaching the top.
That makes me wonder, what if you have sex to Japanese bamboo music? What? I'm gonna put that on the playlist. Continue.
Try that. Shit, let me know how that goes. But chill hop music. Chill hop instrumentals. Dude, it's like jazzy, bluesy, but it's got a tempo. It works good for the guy. Yeah. It works good for your girl. Dude, I'm dead serious.
So it turns out that having sex to... as Wildchild would say, he wants to have sex to Webby, which I don't know why. And it turns out that having sex to trance and techno music is not the move. You heard it here. Chill hop.
Chill hop. It's, dude, I'm
telling you. I thought you were supposed to go.
Yo, if you can keep up with that tempo for a couple hours, I fucking respect the shit out of you.
Oh my gosh. If you look,
ScorpionKing's like, oh shit.
Okay, food to have.
If you have sex to techno music, she's gonna be convinced that this is not for her. This is like some kind of feat that you're trying to be like, I did that. I achieved it. She might be like, here's your fucking certificate. I know that's what you're focused on, and yes, I did press the record button, and you will have a Pornhub check in the mail.
Wow. Shit, that could be a whole new category on Pornhub, bro.
Oh my god. Techno sex.
Double time.
Man, I'm going to just say this, and then this is in closing, but I'll let y'all respond. I know we talked about before some of the weirdest porn that we've seen, but I saw, and I think I had sent you the link to it one time, Scorp. Have you seen wrestling intercourse online?
What?
And it's not by the man, it's by the woman. I saw one porn. I wish I could remember the name of it so I could refer you guys. But it was on the website we discuss often, xnxx.com. The woman had put, if you know wrestling, the Tombstone pile driver. Mm-hmm. So she put the man upside down.
Hold on. I think I seen a preview of it. He was a small little kid?
Yeah,
I seen that.
So she put him in the tombstone, and she was doing head on him while he was up like that, and then he
69 standing up.
Yeah, and he was having supper down there. So after that, she put him down, and what was the move? she put him in the last ride, another Undertaker move, and then she gave him head like that. And then she actually went through with the last ride, slammed him on the couch like that. And then what was the other move? It might have been the pile driver or something, but they kept doing all these wrestling submission moves and even grappling moves. I want to go ahead and put this disclaimer out there. If you guys think I had cocoa butter nearby while I was watching this, I did not. This was pure comedy at this point. I will not lie. I logged onto this website for a different purpose, but once I found this, I found myself eating Raisinets and chuckling on the couch for the remainder of my afternoon.
Wow.
Have you guys experienced this before?
Nah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm joking.
Somebody's been slammed before. Okay. Have you seen it? Don't tell me, have they done this to you?
When you described it took me back to a memory. Yo, I've been suplexed by a girl before. Like, straight up suplexed. Fucking, like, I mean, smaller than me, and just fucking pick me up and fucking slam me on my neck. And I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Yo, I've been through some shit.
Oh, my God.
Maybe for another podcast.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, you gotta send me that link. I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah, I saw this maybe a year ago, but if I run into it, and for those that's probably gonna go look it up, it's not called wrestling sex. That's what I called it, but I don't know. I know I was in the hardcore category. How I even came
hardcore.
You gonna have photos. He said this. He was wrestling.
Yeah, they're gonna be putting WWE intercourse, and I don't remember how. Because the thing about it, like I said, I didn't find it on purpose. It just was recommendations for you, and no, I wasn't looking at something similar to that for them to
I just some crazy hardcore shit.
I don't know how it popped on my feed, but it said check this one out, and then that's why I said. But the good thing is, if you find comedy porn, it'll make you not do what you were about to do. Because I don't know if y'all feel this way, but porn, once you watch it, it makes you feel bad. Like, it feels good at the moment, but afterwards you be like, ew, I'm nasty. Why I did that?
Yo, dude, but that's a whole nother fucking topic. Dude, that's a whole other topic, though.
But do you just say that I feel great, or do you feel like, ew, I'm nasty?
I feel like, ew, I'm nasty. Like you said, in the moment, you're like, yeah, it's good. But then afterwards, you're like, oh, man, I could have saved that for a girl, bro. Like, yo, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm super proud of myself. Like, I haven't fucking watched porn. I haven't fucking masturbated in the fucking longest time.
Oh, he's a man of class.
Yo, but that shit makes a difference in your body. And it makes a difference when you go out and you're trying to meet somebody because your testosterone goes up a lot.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of people don't know that. If you, sex brings down your testosterone. It decreases from even having actual sex. It decreases. That's why they say, I don't know if you heard about, like boxers. They'll go like months without doing it on purpose. Yep. Sometimes it's in their contract, I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but they'll be like, hey, Mayweather, you have a fight coming up in such and such months, no sex for 6 months or whatever. And they have to not do that because it could cause you to lose the fight. I don't know if you ever had sex and went to the gym after and you say, damn, I used to pump this easy. Yep. That's why. Your testosterone is so low that you say, oh, okay, 80 pounds. And you're like, why is this heavy?
Yeah. Go to the gym first, then have sex.
Yes. There you go.
Dude. Fucking wreck shop.
Because on the flip side, the gym increases your testosterone. Yeah. When you go to the gym, it increases. Testosterone is weird. Like I read somewhere that if a man does anything girly, he loses testosterone. And I never knew this. Like they said, if you hold a baby for like 5 to 10 minutes and you're just like, oh yeah, girl, you're so cute. Look at yourself. Yeah. You're so cool. Look at your little cheeks. And you do that, when you give her back the baby, your testosterone goes down by like 40%.
Whoa, that's a huge
number. From that moment. Or if you say playing the cute puppies, or when you and your girl like, look at the flowers, and you're like, oh my God, these, and they're telling, because girls, I don't know why they don't talk to us as men sometimes. They be like, oh, isn't this cute? And we just go along. We're like, oh yeah, those are cute lilies.
You try to make her happy.
But you should be like, yeah, they're all right. They're cool. Like, I don't want to say cute. It's not cute. Those are nice.
They're all right.
Yeah, you got to use different terms. But they'll use those girly terminology to us. They're like, oh, aren't these cute flowers? Yeah, those are cute. Those will be cute in the kitchen, in the living room. now your testosterone decreases for that. I don't know the percent on that, but just looking at flowers, playing with puppies, so sometimes now that I found this out, I start doing man stuff for no reason. As you see that I got a crossbow.
I see that shit, fucking big ass crossbow.
I've been shooting it. I've been setting up cardboard boxes and shooting it and screaming and stuff. Sometimes I listen to. I'm not a huge rock fan, but I do listen to some rock. So sometimes I put some rock and roll on and shoot crossbows. Sometimes I even drink a beer and then I crunch the can and I'm like, yeah! And then I start
yelling, bro.
Yeah, I start farting and stuff.
Farting?
Burping. I just be like, look, I'm going to walk around in holy underwear and drink beer and poke holes in the can.
Dirty t-shirt on.
Yeah, with a dirty t-shirt on. So sometimes, just to tell y'all what I do in my private time, if you were to peek in my window, you would see Black Stone Cold Steve Austin from time to time because I'm just trying to keep my testosterone up.
Yo,
so
I respect that.
Don't be shocked if you ever hear about somebody peeked in my window and they heard some glass break. No, that was not me breaking dishes. That was the Stone Cold theme music coming on, and that was and that was me saying, "I'm just gonna pour these drinks down my face." Yeah. That's what happens in my spare time. But just to wrap it up, guys, you've heard some good shit here. First off, I definitely want to thank our guests for coming into the house.
Yeah, I'm fucking honored.
Man,
so honored. And
I will tell you, especially when we have a good guest, won't be the last time. Especially we are actually connected. Sometimes I meet people through social media. Oh, just so you know, we have an actual connection in real life. It's not a click here connection. It's a I'll reach out to you connection. Yeah. So get ready to hear them again. Do you have anything that you didn't say or anything you have going on coming up? Shows, business moves, or anything that you want to give out? Instagram. Shout outs.
You can find me on Instagram. So you can look up Esai, ESAI, Esai Salinas, or you can look up Mr. George Salinas, which is my actual handle on Instagram. I'm most active there. I like Facebook and all the other platforms, but right now, especially if you're trying to build a business or you have a message that you're trying to convey to the world, Instagram right now and even Snapchat is so underpriced. I mean, I'm talking so underpriced. You could spend $100 and reach 50,000 people, 100,000 people if your content's good enough. And I'm telling you, I've spent hundreds of dollars on Instagram, and it has changed. Just a few $100 has changed my life.
I saw you posting something about that. How did that work? The first time you tried it? Because I know the first time you did it, it was like a test, right?
It was just a test. You're talking about when I was looking for a photographer, videographer one?
Yeah, I think.
So that one was like a public test that I did. Mm-hmm. Honestly, within 6 hours, I had somebody reach out to me, and she is actually a musician herself. Wow. And she does photography, and so she's trying to show up to one of my events and do some photography. And I was like, wow, I spent $5 for that. I'm not joking.
Heck yeah,
I'm not joking.
$5 for
$5.
And how many did you reach?
I don't know how many people I reached. At least 1,200 people for $5.
Wow.
Locally.
Heck yeah.
So I'm saying, if you have a business, you have anything like that, you can contact me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm under Esai Salinas, also ESAI. You can reach out to me. Seriously, I will help you out for free, because I know that the value that I can provide will definitely change your business, whatever direction you're trying to go.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
and with that being said, that doesn't happen all the time. Most people are just like, oh yeah, enter your debit card. For somebody to say they're going to help you for free, I think you might want to click the button. But what were you saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And this year I decided to get back into music. I actually just got out of the studio 2 days ago. I got my track back this morning, dude. I'll share it with you later.
Heck yeah.
But I'm getting back into the studio. I've been working on my voice again. I used to get paid to sing and play, and Melissa Briseño, she's been helping me out. She's like, you know what? You actually have guitar skill. Mm-hmm. Work on your voice.
I think I saw that when you were in the studio.
It's like last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't share my last studio session, but I have a lot of content that I've been recording content every single day, even though I haven't been sharing publicly.
You just have it on deck.
I have it on deck. Yes. Yeah. When I'm ready, boom. So honestly, being on this podcast has re-inspired me to start posting and documenting publicly again. Mm-hmm. And so I thank you for that. I'm really honored to be on this podcast, because what you have going on here, I've seen the growth if you're listening to this podcast, you need to follow, because seriously, the growth this man has been producing with him and his team is phenomenal.
Appreciate that.
Seriously, and his personality is amazing.
There you go.
Plus, they're sponsored by 500 Vodka. Shout out.
Hey, that's what you're talking
That
about.
vodka is really good, by the way.
Heck yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what I saw? I saw like a few times with, you know, some of the stuff you post, and like it's crazy because I think a lot of people are afraid to post inspirational stuff like the way you post.
Yeah.
Because, and I used to think this, but I got out of it after being on this social media, getting more active again. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm over it. But I think some people think, like, you see people like Gary Vee.
Yeah. Gary
Which
Vee
I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
We're both a big fan of. And there's a few other people like that, but I really like Gary Vee a lot. And they have so many followers and they have so much going on that when they say things like, you know, just do it and etc. and get up and everything like that, people are more likely to listen because they're like, hey, this guy has got it together. He must know what he's talking about. But sometimes, and I saw you when you were just at, you know, I don't remember the exact number, but 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think you're like at what, 7,000 now or something like that, followers. And the first thing you think is like, well, I don't want to say this and I don't want to say that because they're going to be like, why would I listen to you? You only have 200 followers. Or you only have to. But it's crazy because if you just do, like you said, just do it, just do it, just do it. And then I saw when you would post like the results or people hitting you up and people saying, yo, I want to learn more. I'm like, wow, they are listening. They're not saying, oh, this guy,
people that listen,
why would I listen to you? They're going to listen. Like, so I like that.
Yeah, yo, I'm serious. Like, so I had another page before my public one that was called Salinas Marketing. It's called Salinas Motivation now, but I don't use it anymore because I was like, you know what, let me start over. I want to do a personal brand. I want to do One Away Studios. I built that page up to like 23,000 followers in about a year.
Wow.
Just doing motivational stuff. But I was like, you know what? Some of my strategies weren't authentic. I was doing follow, unfollow. On my new page, I don't do follow, unfollow.
I hate that. I see people do that.
Honestly, just spending money on promotions and being your authentic self. I love being motivational and inspirational, but I also like providing that business value. And honestly, that makes the difference because people out of California, Florida, like I have clients in California, Florida, London, Australia, fucking all over the United States and internationally almost that reach out to me like, hey, I fuck with your content.
See
like,
what I'm saying?
You spit fire. Like I had somebody that was like, I've never heard the phrase before. He was like, you're a real one. And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, yo, do you speak your truth? And I was like, you know what? Like, I do. And that when you come from your heart, people feel that. And the people that you actually want to fuck with, they resonate with that. And they're like, you know what? And they reach out to you. And they message you. They're like, you know what? I needed that today.
I like seeing that because I like seeing authentic and organic growth. And I can see that with the content that you put out because I don't know if you're this way, and you probably are. It looks like you know a lot about social media. I could kind of spot sometimes now when it's fake followers. Yeah. When you see people and they have 50,000 followers and they don't have any engagement, I know it's not real. You post something, and not saying, you know, this to poke fun at anybody, but I'm saying you could tell, so it's better to grow a real following. Yeah. Because you post something and you get 2 likes, and I'm like, okay, you got 50,000 followers. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to have 50,000 comments. When you have 50,000 followers and you got 2 likes on your post, something's up. I'm a little concerned. You know.
Yo, and you can actually, you click on that following list on like the people that are following them, and they're all like third world country bots.
Yeah. And you can always tell that stuff. And these people who do stuff like that, like I said, the engagement is not there. And then, because Instagram, if you don't use it right, it's super spammy. Hey, would you like me to fix your logo? Hey, dude, would you like to, like sometimes I post like, hey, I'll play your song on the podcast. And then I'll get a comment, hi, you're a great rapper. Like, I didn't say I was a rapper. I said, are you a rapper? I'll play your song. Or they'll be like, I heard your song. At that time, I didn't have a song. I was like, I don't have a song. Well, you didn't hear my song?
Yeah, man. There's some stuff that needs to be worked on in terms of these companies, but you do it right. Yeah. When you do it right, there's growth and opportunity.
But you know what? You can't question everything like that because it'll make you lose out. Because I used to be like, oh, this is fake, this is fake, this is fake. Now I got to the point, if it's clearly fake, it's like, click here to get 20,000 followers. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But when I see somebody like, hi, I like your content, I'll at least check it out. And if it's real, I'll like or I'll comment or something. Yeah. Even if sometimes people put a fire emoji or a thumbs up or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but, just make the effort, like, thanks or something.
It helps you out. Yeah. I mean, even if it's a bot, it still helps you out because Instagram reads that engagement. Mm-hmm. But I will say, like, if you're listening to this and like you've been on the fence about spending money on Instagram or Facebook, just try it. I will say, like, working with Melissa Briseño specifically, I've been helping her. Like, I mean, we do karaoke nights, or at least I help her promote the karaoke nights. I've been teaching her how to use Facebook and stuff like that. There's even an artist out of Ohio. His name is The Jolt. I think you might have played one of the songs, The Jolt. He just released a new album, and I'll be working with him on his new album. Dude, he just released it on May 22nd. Amazing album, self-produced, does it all by himself, and I'm like, dude, I respect that kind of hustle. Yeah. And so I'll be working with him to promote that, but I'm like, yo, just a few dollars. You can spend $1 a day on Instagram and not break the bank. Exactly. If you spend a $1 a day, like, I'm serious, man. Like, at the beginning of this year, I was doing like DoorDash and Postmates, and that was how I was making my money. Now I'm just like making money running audio for bands, and even now performing and doing websites and helping people with their marketing, and I'm making my money this way now, all because of one post that I decided to really blast. You know what's crazy? I feel like, and I'm gonna wrap it up after this, but I do feel like, it's not even me that I don't even know where I seen this. It could have been a meme or something, but it's true. We invest so much into the other man that's what inspired me, because I saw this and I heard it somewhere. But it was like, when you have a job, you're like, oh, I can't be late. I got to get up. Yeah. Oh my God, you got 1,000 alarms. You're running. We are almost willing to kill ourselves to go to work. Because if you really think about what I'm saying, you'll jump in your car. If you wake up late, you'll jump in your car. You'll race to work. You're like, I hope nobody pulls me over. I'm trying to, you're getting off exits. You're driving like shit. You're hoping you could kill yourself trying to go to his job. And I also saw another thing that said, your boss won't pay you enough so you could be his neighbor. And I was like, damn, that's deep. I've never heard that before.
And I was like, wow. I was like, that's true. Because at the end of the day, like, not saying that everyone's evil and everything of that nature, but people say, oh, I want to see growth and this, and that. They don't want to see you get so much growth that you take their spot. So somebody may hire you hoping that one day you will be a supervisor or an assistant manager. Not hire you, say, man, I hope this guy knocks me out the company. And who's going to say that? I hope that you knock me out of my place and own this place. So so you are limited in that type of position, or you're working with people that their mentality is, there is a cap for where their goal for you, not your goal for yourself, but their goal for you has a cap. Yeah. And if you can't put that same energy into yourself to say, hey, if I can try to kill myself to go to work on time and not get a write-up, why can't I put that same energy into trying to do something that I want to do, or trying to do, I don't care if it's a restaurant, a t-shirt company, or whatever you're trying to do, say, why don't I try to make this better? Why don't I try to learn what can I do to make this better for me? Instead of saying, oh, boss said come to work at 7. Boss said I can't have Friday off. You got graduations, you got things going on, family. Some people got family out of state. You're like, can't make it. You people be missing funerals and all kind of stuff because they're like, boss said no. But get the fuck up and say, I know what I want to do. I'm going to do it. With that being said, you got any shout outs? Anybody need a shout out? Email address?
So you can find me on Instagram, Mr. George Salinas. Twitter, pretty much all my handles are Mr. George Salinas. But you can also look me up through Esai, ESAI. But really, the deepest, if you made it to the end of this podcast, I'm going to give you my biggest golden nugget that I don't share with people very often. If you build deep, they will build wide for you. If you build deep, they will build wide for you. Wow. I'm serious. Wow. I'm serious. Because so many people are focused on the surface level numbers, the vanity numbers, how many followers, how many likes. But really, what's helped me out the most is building deep with as many people individually. The quote unquote unscalable stuff, which is messaging people, DMing them, like for instance, like Melissa Briseño, I was like, oh shit, she's a local artist. She does music, she does DJ, she does live performances.
That's how we found 500. They're based in San Antonio.
Exactly. If you build deep, they will build wide for you, because you build that rapport, that relationship, that connection, and they want to tell everybody about you because they've learned who you are, not just your surface level self, but they've learned your heart, your intent, your fucking soul. Exactly. So I'm gonna say it one time: if you build deep, they will build wide for you.
That's real deep.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? He just dropped the gospel. That's real deep. Who needs a shout out on your end, Scorp?
Well, give a shout out to our special guests coming through.
Amen.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man, bro.
Still hanging with the crew.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
we go back.
We always good.
Side note: this is the guy that helped put together the photos that you've seen on our Instagram, just like that. Boom.
We don't play no games out here. Give a shout out to Lynneopoly.
Yeah, man, Lynneopoly.
Man,
Wild Child and his ass.
Make sure to wipe.
Make sure to wipe, Wild Child. Make sure to wipe.
I ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with it.
Turtle heading over there.
But shout out to all the listeners around the world, in the U.S., overseas. You know, we appreciate everybody who's listening. You know, give a shout out to my hairstylist.
Hey,
she want to give me a shot. Give her a shot.
Your hair is pretty dope, though. Your hair is really dope, man. Like for real.
If you want that discount on some braids, you know, just hit this hashtag DYANS braids, and she will hook you up. If you don't believe me, tell her the ScorpionKing sent you to her, and you will get that big discount.
Amen.
You know, you can catch me at ScorpionKing3305@gmail.com. And if you're not in the group, like I always say, you're not listening to our music, I still #1 single, Coolin'.
Hey.
You know, it's on Spotify now, so shouldn't be hard to find.
All streaming platforms too.
All streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Everything Velvet Vibes is on all streaming platforms. I put it like that. Even the merch, the merch, everything.
I'm gonna give you some merch, man, for real.
Hey, it's real dope.
Definitely appreciate it.
I just got the
You got the phone case, right?
I got the phone case.
What? Yes. Dude, I've been missing out then.
Yeah, we got phone cases, socks,
socks, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You see his neck over there?
Yeah.
Chain he's got. Velvet Vibes Podcast.
VVP chain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doing heavy.
We doing everything. If you're not doing all of this, what we's talking about, you're mere doing what you're not barbecuing. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass it along to the general of this podcast.
There you go. The OG general of the Velvet Juggernaut in this thing. You heard a lovely episode, like we stated. Want to give a shout out to Lynneopoly. Want to give a shout out to 500 Vodka. Give a shout out to our guest in the building, Eastside, Dr. George Salinas, as he stated. Got to raise the roof for him. He's sipping good. We're all sipping good. Yeah. All of our listeners, you want to give a call into the podcast, and, either tell us that you love it, even if it cuss me out, or tell me that you disagree. You can hit us at 210-580-4326. Again, that's 210-580-4326. If you want to tell me how much you love us, 100%velvet@gmail.com. And, if you're loving it, make sure you follow us at our Facebook. Go ahead and join the Facebook group. Guess what it is? Velvet Vibes Podcast. Easy to find. If you want to follow us on Instagram, guess what? Velvet Vibes Podcast. All one word, no funny spelling, but there is a Z after vibes, as you probably assumed. Grab you some merch, everything, as we always say, link in the bio. Just give a shout out to some of our listening. Looking here, I see we got, of course, the United States is the heaviest, but we got United Kingdom on here. We got Belgium. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Ireland, Spain, Germany, Singapore, Mexico, Indonesia, Barbados. Of course, San Antonio is the heaviest listening range that we have, but we got coming in at number 2, we got San Francisco. I'm saying them in order. Ashburn, Virginia, Dallas, Texas, Puyallup, Washington, San Jose, California, Valley, Alabama, Flint, Michigan. I always say Michigan, Flint, Michigan, Brooklyn, New York, and Dublin, Ireland. With that being said, you heard.
Hold on, no, I'm still upset.
Oh yeah, because Mississippi ain't on the list.
662 slacking off once again, man. What's going on down there?
Now look, we from Mississippi and we getting so much Texas love. Y'all better be on the list next time.
You ain't got Valley, Alabama made the list this time.
You
What's
hear?
going on?
They mildew. We're gonna have a discussion with them.
We're gonna have a long discussion. Golden Nuts, we're gonna have to get you to step up down there.
Yeah.
Jonathan B, I'm finna call them all out. Jonathan B, my brother.
Yeah, push the button.
We're gonna have to call everybody that's from Mississippi in the group. We're gonna have to get y'all to do better.
Look, like a wise man said, if you really want to support, even if you don't listen, I don't give a fuck if you press play and throw the phone under the bed and go make a sandwich. Just press play.
Like Diddy said.
Yeah, but we out here. Y'all have a lovely one. Woo!